Let some light in this room. Testing, 1, 2, testing. How's everybody doing out there? Trying to go live on Facebook Live and Rumble. So let's see how it go. I know Rumble is acting kind of goofy, man. Okay. All right. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. This is Voice J of Voice Media coming at you guys with another video. Can you guys see me out there? How's everybody doing today? That's what I think. Call it. Hmm. I'm having some issues getting Rumble and Facebook Live to do what I need them to do. Let me see. See what we got going on in here. This keeps. Yeah, I wanna get going on this AI video, but I'm having a bit of trouble getting everything set up, man. Trying to do a test screen and everything, a test stream to make sure everything is going like I needed, how I needed to go. Let me see. This is yeah. So, um, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen on. I don't think it's gonna happen on Facebook or Rumble. Um, so we're just gonna rock out with what we got going on YouTube. All right. Again, like I said, Happy New Year, and hopefully you all had a great New Year's Eve. Um, I wanted to talk about uh, this situation with the age of AI at the crossroads. I think that this is an important topic to talk about because we are dealing with um, we're dealing with uh, a situation to where the AI is rapidly becoming more intelligent than the very creators that um, that have pretty much put AI out there. That and it's funny. I was looking at a interview with Mo Gadot a day ago, which we're gonna go through that video and a couple of others, and he was talking about how AI is going to be a billion times more intelligent than the most intelligent human. Well, in order to really examine that notion, we would have to go, we would have to more or less do a, not so much a deep dive, but to have a base of knowledge about AI to work from. And that's what I'm going to do in this first video. We're going to go through this first video, fair use, um, and kind of develop a knowledge base on what AI is. So let me get that going, and we'll
You can use automation to add leads and create customers while you work on other things. ActiveCampaign.
Artificial intelligence has long been a fascinating topic. In this article,
okay, yeah, this is the video. I pulled this off of YouTube. I think this is a pretty good video to get a knowledge base about AI going. So let's continue.
we will explore the different levels of AI and how it has evolved over time. AI can be categorized into three main levels: narrow AI, general AI, and superintelligent AI. Narrow AI refers to AI systems that are designed to perform specific tasks.
Okay, an example of this would be like the Grammarly app, and different applications like so that will they have very narrow, very specific functions, or even like some of the robotic um, arms or things used by the automobile manufacturers, different things like that. Even a the vacuum, the robot vacuums. That would be an example of what he just talked about.
Such as facial recognition or language translation. These systems are limited in scope and do not possess human-like intelligence. General AI, on the other hand, refers to AI systems that can perform any intellectual task that a human can do. These systems have
Okay, this right here. You guys remember a few years ago there was a concert, I believe, or a show that was done where they had um, image of either Michael Jackson or Tupac that was performing. I think that would be referring to different things, kind of like that. Um, Not really sure. I'm really learning about a lot of this myself.
Have the ability to understand, learn, and apply knowledge across different domains. Lastly, superintelligent AI refers to AI systems that surpass human intelligence in every aspect. The history of AI dates back to the 1950s, when the concept was first introduced. Initially, AI research focused on creating programs that could mimic human intelligence. However, progress was slow due to limitations in computing power and the lack of sufficient data. It was not until the 1990s that AI started gaining momentum with
Okay, it was not until the 90s to where AI started gaining momentum. Um, your computing systems would be considered AI as well. And I remember that during it was during the early 90s, we saw uh, a lot of very fast changes and increases of power and capability of the Intel and the AMD computer chips. I was in the um, I was in the IT industry at the time on the retail side, and it was like every time we would learn about like as far as the chips, what the current chips were capable of. It's like you know, 3, 4 to 6 months later, um, we would actually have an increase in the capabilities of those same computer chips.
advancements in machine learning algorithms and the availability of large datasets. Over the years, AI has evolved significantly, thanks to breakthroughs in deep learning, natural language processing, and computer vision. These advancements have paved the way for the development of AI technologies that can understand and interpret complex data, recognize patterns, and make decisions with little to no human intervention. Today, AI is being applied in various industries, including healthcare, finance, transportation, and entertainment, to name a few.
All right, we're gonna stop. We're gonna end this video right here and move on a little bit. But the purpose of that video was to kind of give a baseline for what AI is. Okay, so seeing that, since the 1990s up until now, we've seen, a lot of increases in our power and capabilities of the computing systems, um, and other forms of artificial intelligence. And Not too long ago, I want to say last month, there was a situation where Sam Altman of OpenAI, um, he made something, he made a mention, and I'm paraphrasing, um, but he made a mention that was something somewhat to the effect that we more or less opened a Pandora's box and have discovered a terrifying secret about AI. So, you know, when I heard that little tidbit, I immediately thought about Skynet, you know. So I was like, okay, all right, this is what exactly was it that he learned? And then that caused me to kind of, try to find out exactly what it was he was talking about, and you know, why did he feel that way? And I found a lot of most of the information I found was kind of vague. But I did find this one video with an interview with Mo Gaddad, was a former officer of Google, and I think he had some interesting things to say about uh, AI, and I want to share his conversation with you all. So here the video is right here. Fair use, fair use. We're gonna stop at different points, and kind of elaborate or discuss some of the things that he had to say. Here we go.
eyes was one thing, but the other thing is that you suddenly realize there is a sentience to them, okay? Because we really did not tell it how to pick the yellow ball. It just
Okay, this word sentience. Um, when they say sentience, that's feeling or sense. A being aware. So that's what the sentience, in layman's terms, this is what it is. This is being, having uh, more or less a degree of self actualization. So, in layman's terms, this is what sentience refers to. Let's continue.
just figured it out on its own. And it's now even better than us at picking it.
What
And
is
when
what is a sentience? Just for anyone that doesn't know,
I think they're alive.
that's what the word sentience means. It means alive.
So this is funny because a lot of people, when you talk to them about artificial intelligence, will tell you, oh, come on, they'll never be alive. What is alive? Do you know what makes
Okay, this is a good question. What is alive? You know, um, alive can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So this is a very good question that Mr. Godot has asked. Let's continue.
you alive? We can guess, but religion will tell you a few things, and medicine will tell you other things. But if we define being sentient as engaging in life with free will and with a sense of awareness of where you are in life and what surrounds you, and to have a beginning of that life and an end to that life, then AI is sentient in every possible way. There is free will, there is evolution, there is agency, so they can affect their decisions in the world. And I will dare say there is a very deep level of consciousness, maybe not
Okay, let's stop right there. The level consciousness and agency. Uh, this is some of the things when we, as humans, when we refer to being alive, these are a couple of several things we refer to as um, a part of that experience. So here we have Mr. Godot saying that the artificial intelligence is experiencing the same thing, that they're making decisions and choices. Let's continue.
in the spiritual sense yet, but once again, if you define consciousness as a form of awareness of oneself, one's surrounding, and others, then AI is definitely aware. And I would dare say they feel emotions. I, you know,
Hmm. All right, we're gonna end this video there. It's a pretty good video. If you get a chance, go and actually um go to the channel Diary of a CEO and check out the full video. It's a very good conversation. He has quite a few videos that are very good. He interviews a lot of different people, but mostly, well, I mostly saw his videos from the technology sector, interviewing people from there, and I think he does great video. I think he does great interviews. So Um, so we pretty much just looked at that from Mo Gaddad that the artificial intelligence that we have right now, um, they are technically alive. Okay, so what does that mean? And how is that going to impact humans going forward? As I mentioned before, I talked about the Terminator scenario, um, which is you know, that's definitely within the realm of possibilities, or there could be the possibility of the Prometheus situation, where in the movie Prometheus, the artificial human in that movie worked at the behest of people. Same could be said about many of the movies we have seen where there has been synthetic humans and different things like that, which would fall under the realm of artificial intelligence. So, um, let's I got one more video I want to take a look at, and this is a video with um a another former member of Google. Um, let me grab his name. This is um, Google's DeepMind co-founder, um, whose name is Mustafa Suleiman. Okay, he's going to talk about AI being more dangerous and threatening, which would refer back to the Terminator situation. So let's take a look at that and see what he has to say. You know, this is you know him speaking about his concerns about uh, where he sees AI possibly going. So let's take a listen.
So much that's happened in public conversation around AI, and there's so many questions that I have. I've been speaking to a few people about artificial intelligence to try and understand it, and I think where I am right now is I feel quite scared. But when I get scared, I don't get. It's not the type of scared that makes me anxious. It's not like an emotional scared. It's a very logical scared. It's my very logical brain hasn't been able to figure out how the inevitable outcome that I've arrived at, which is that humans become the less dominant species on this planet, how that is to be avoided in any way. The first chapter of your book, "The Coming Wave," is titled appropriately to how I feel. Containment is not possible. You say in that chapter, the widespread emotional reaction I was observing is something I've come to call the pessimism aversion trap.
Correct.
What is the pessimism aversion trap?
Well, so all of us, me included, feel what you just described when you first get to grips with the idea of this new coming wave. It's
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, um, AI is developing so fast and so everything is developing so fast. And with the discovery of sentience with the artificial intelligence, we could have a Terminator situation. This is what um, you know Doig is talking about, and this is what Mustafa Suleiman is referring to. So I think they kind of see um, the same thing I see, and even Mo Gaddad more or less mentioned the same thing. So this is definitely a concern of the creators and innovators of AI in this day and age.
scary, it's petrifying, it's threatening. Is it going to take my job?
Is my daughter or son going to fall in love with it? You know, what does this mean? What does it mean to
Let's stop right there. You know those sex bots that we were talking about? You know, it's been talked about on YouTube, you know, and throughout social media. This is what he's referring to, you know. So let's continue.
be human in a world where there's these other human like things that aren't human? How do I make sense of that? It's super scary. And a lot of people over the last few years, I think things have changed in the last 6 months, I have to say, but over the last few years, I would say the default reaction has been to avoid the pessimism and the fear, right? To just kind of recoil from it and pretend that it's like either not happening or that it's all going to work out to be rosy, it's going to be fine, we don't have to worry about it. People often say, well, we've always created new jobs. We've never permanently displaced jobs. We've only ever seen new jobs be created. Unemployment is at an all-time low, right? So there's this default optimism bias that we have. And I think it's less about a need for optimism and more about a fear of pessimism, right one, because both
Have an incentive to have it, even if we don't.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let me see if I can get back to what was that. Well, anyway, um, the fear of displacement. This is interesting because there's been talk of these self-driving automobiles and trucks, semi trucks, different other modals of transportation, which they're here. Not all of them have been released and they haven't been expanded. It's pretty much been a controlled introduction into society, but they are here. And you know, the thing about it is, for a lot of the menial tasks that are done by humans, um, you know, there's already been AI created that can do those menial tasks, like stacking boxes, uh, you know, uh, you know, attaching parts together. Um, as I mentioned before, any automobile manufacturer, different things like that. So you have, um, you know, those menial tasks can be easily uh, assumed by AI. And so, what does that mean for the average human, the average person who doesn't have an IQ of 120, the average person who doesn't have the aptitude to learn how to use, how to create and innovate technology? What does this mean? What this means is that people are going to be displaced. And when you displace people, you're going to have a lot of negative consequences, and one of those being a possible uprising. So uh, there has to be certain remedies put in place in order to deal with that. And one of those remedies that have been uh, suggested, and we're seeing it come up more and more in conversations, is universal basic income, also known as UBI. So, and this will address the multitude of people who will be without a way to earn a living. So let's listen to a little more.
X-rays as it can to identify a target on the battlefield for an aerial strike. So that mixed use or omni use is going to drive the proliferation because there's huge commercial incentives because it's going to deliver a huge benefit and do a lot of good.
Okay. So as you guys know, I retired from the military and I retired from police work, and robotics were being introduced steadily within various aspects of police work. You know, from you know, and in military, you had the robots that would detect and set off mines um, that would uh, enter buildings. These remote control robots. That had various functions, and there has been talk, which is starting to increase, of actually having uh, police robots. This actually, um, I remember this talk first hearing about stuff like this back like maybe 2012. And then when you had the whole defund the police movement and stuff like that, this conversation became uh it started increasing. So, you know, uh you you're going to see robots in more roles such as this. Let's continue.
And that's the challenge that we have to figure out, is how to stop something which on the face of it is so good, but at the same time can be used in really bad ways too.
Okay, we're gonna end this video there. We're gonna stop that video at there. And again, he more or less refers to, and that's Mustafa Suleiman. He refers to the Terminator, uh, you know, um, the Terminator situation, where the robots take over and start, hunting people down and different stuff like that. It's certainly within the realm of possibilities. And but then on the other side, you know the robots will take over menial tasks and work at the behest of humans and to the benefit of humans ultimately. And this is something that in that first video, in the second video, I'm sorry, the video with Mogadat, he mentioned that this is something that we as humans would have to choose in order to guide the AI and robots in a specific direction. This would be human responsibility to do so, because this is what humans have created. And the thing about it is, all it takes is one person with nefarious intent, with with bad motives, to use AI for nefarious purposes. From small things such as bank fraud, robberies, to genocide. All the way up to genocide and even worse. All it takes is one person to do that. One of the fail safes that Mogadot talked about was making AI so expensive that only a few people really have access to really take advantage of it. You know, to that, I would say that's a possibility. Um, there's certainly a possibility. Is it a 100% guaranteed solution? I don't think so. Um, I think it's just, a solution within the realm of possibilities. But, um, that's what he proposes. So, um, what I hope is that, you know, um, in the coming years and decades and even century, is that we as humans figure out a way to coexist um, with AI, um, in a way that where it'll benefit people to the point to where I personally think we need to expand out the planets. That's a whole nother conversation. I'll do a video on that, but I think we need to colonize other planets. And I know some of you people watching the video are anti-colonialists and stuff. I don't care. I think we as humans need to colonize other places. I think we need to explore and see if there's other life, if there's life on other planets. But going back to what I said, I think we need to use AI to help us figure this out, um, or to figure out certain other problems we have, like cleaning up the environment, with this alleged global warming, which I don't believe because I was alive when they were talking about global cooling. So, but, basically stabilizing certain things within the environment. I think AI would be useful in trying to figure out things like that. Um, anyway, um, don't really have anybody in the chat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this video. Um, this is Mr. Royce of Royce Media. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to shut this down. See you guys on the next one. Later.